Good evening. Thank you for being here tonight. Wherever you went on Vancouver Island today, the chances are pretty good you found people who were talking about BC Ferries and not saying nice things, specifically what's going to happen if the provincial government approves the deep cuts that BC Ferries proposes to its service. Ferries, as we first told you last night, is losing money, $30 million or more this year. And it is looking at cutting service with as many as 400 fewer sailings each year. Reaction on the island today is that BC Ferries has itself to blame for traffic at a 20-year low because many islanders think it has priced itself out of the market. 8 News reporter Eric Thompson has the story.
Sailing to and from Vancouver Island with BC Ferries is becoming too pricey for some travelers. More than $200 round trip for a family of 4 on the major routes.
For a lot of the young families, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, I think it puts a curve on our travel.
It seems to be a bit much, yeah.
I think it's always been a lot, but it's the cost of running the system. I think the issue is who's going to pay.
BC Ferries CEO David Hahn says vehicle and passenger numbers are down. He blames factors such as rising fuel prices. Critics say the service has become too expensive.
It's no surprise that when you continue going to the same well year after year, which is people's pocketbooks, and make it more expensive to travel, that they travel less.
NDP MLA Rob Fleming says BC Ferries has reached a price point where it becomes self-defeating, and he'd like to see a thorough review of rates.
This has become very taxing on families in British Columbia. They're cutting back their travel.
First quarter results released by BC Ferries are showing a lot of red. The company stands to lose as much as $30 million this year alone. Vehicle traffic is down 3.3%, passengers by 2.9% compared to the same quarter last year. That's a 20-year low. To save money, BC Ferries plans to cut as many as 400 sailings, mostly to and from Vancouver Island.
We're in no crisis mode in terms of our financial state. What we are doing is a preemptive measure to keep the cost down.
Proposed cuts to the sailing schedule still require the approval of the provincial government. And with ferry fares on the rise, some travelers are looking at alternatives.
I have to be honest, I just came in on a seaplane because with the web deals, taking a plane was cheaper than taking my car on the ferry.
There is a percentage there from the ferry traffic that we would attract.
Harbour Air is offering online specials for travelers looking to save a few dollars. For the company, it helps fill extra seats.
It's a good program for the consumer. I think value is where it's at these days out there. Everybody's watching their nickels and dimes.
Who's going to pay?
The head of BC Ferries says rising fares are an issue that can't be resolved by the company alone. And he says BC Ferries can't ignore the costs associated with running the ferry system. In Victoria, Eric Thompson, A News.